Well, here we are in 2015 with the all-new Corvette Z06, and for our American friends, the Z06. 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque from a 6.2-liter V8 engine that's supercharged. Now, the Z06 package dates back to 1963. It was a secret little code. Stingray owners would say, hey, go into the dealership, fill out the Z06 package, you'll get a much higher performance car. They brought it back in 2001, and they've kept on increasing the ability of the car. This is the fastest Corvette they've ever made, and we're here at Spring Mountain in Nevada to take it out on the track. But before we do that, we're going to take it out on the road to see if this is a car you could live with every day.
When you get a Z06, you're checking the box for our most track-oriented performance car. You start with the chassis, tires, much bigger wheels and tires, all the suspension calibrations. You got dry sump standard, you got electronic differential standard, you got magnetic selective ride standard, all custom tuned for this car. And the driveline. All new supercharged engine. It's a new kind of supercharger. It's actually a smaller diameter supercharger than we used before. It spins much faster, gives us a very low profile, a very good view over the hood, and it spins up really quickly, lots of low-end torque. We use the direct injection, variable valve timing, and for the first time ever in the automotive history, a supercharged engine with cylinder deactivation. You get the wide body work. You get custom, the quarter inlet duct, 50% more airflow, bigger heat exchangers. That's the main secret of this car. You got a lot of energy going in. How do you get that thermal energy out? So you got bigger coolers everywhere, more flow everywhere. The aerodynamics are much more intense. The Z07 package has ceramic brakes and Michelin Pilot Sport Cup tires, has more downforce than we've ever measured with any car in our wind tunnel. Expanded performance envelope, and it's also very accessible. We use the technology either in the tire construction or electronic differential, magnetic selective ride. It all comes together to widen the performance envelope, but make it very accessible to normal drivers, not just pro-level drivers. So people of average talent can go very fast.
The Corvette is still available with a manual transmission, and that's why I'm glad I got this car to try on the road, because this would be the setup I would get. Love a manual transmission. The clutch is light, the throws are short, it's nice and smooth, and it's a 7-speed box. Now, you'll get an automatic, and a lot of people are saying, why would you get an automatic in a Z06? Because when the customers were talking to General Motors that had the previous car, they said, you know, I don't have a car that my wife can drive once in a while. I'm not saying all women can't drive manual transmissions, but it does open up the use of the car if you can get it with an automatic. And when we take it on the track, that's the transmission I'm looking to try on the track. Now, with 650 horsepower and 650 foot-pounds of torque, the torque is what you're going to use when you're driving in most situations in the city. And because you've got so much torque and you got that supercharger working for you, you can leave it in a taller gear and drive it almost like an automatic transmission. And on the driving front, here we are. Now, they have beautiful roads here in Nevada because they don't have, obviously, the frost that we get in Canada, but it's very smooth and refined. In addition, there's a dial here in the center for different driving modes. I've got it on touring for this kind of driving. You obviously have sport, and then the track setting, which is what we're going to use when we head out onto the racetrack. But overall, as a car that you're going to live with every day, that's easily a car that you could live with, except for in the wintertime. 85%, roughly 85% of the people that will buy this car will not take it to a racetrack and will not do sort of club events doing hot laps with it. So they had to build a car that could appeal to not only people that go to the track, but also people that live with the car every day. And I think on the road front, they've achieved that. So the first car we're heading out in is the Z06.
Red car. Go ahead and get this slot, please. Red car.
You're going to hear the track people running the track here in the background. So the first car I'm out here with is the Z06 with the automatic transmission. Doesn't that sound good? Now the thing is, a lot of people thought maybe they should have a dual clutch transmission. Now they said just come out here on the track and leave it in drive and let the car do the work for you and see how good it is. So down the end of the straightaway, turn in, hard right, on the throttle, up the hill. Let's see what happens here. That's pretty quick. Man, that's a quick shift. Down we come, hard braking, turning right. It's in the right gear, and that's just in drive. I can control it manually if I like, but doesn't seem like I need it here. So this is what they call the bowl. Lots of G's here. Hard on the throttle, up the hill. That's pretty damn quick. Now we're coming to a little chicane here. Hard left, keep the springs loaded, go right. A little slow there. That's actually not bad though. This is a double apex, stay straight in the middle. Out to the corner, turn in, use the curb, run out to the edge, full throttle. Whoa! This is fun. That transmission's pretty damn good if you ask me. Hard on the brakes, The brakes are no problem. Okay, big question everybody's gonna ask. 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. How does it compare to the Hellcat with 700 horsepower? There's no comparison. This is a real sports car. The Hellcat, the Charger, and the Challenger, they're big, they're heavy, they're freaking wonderful, but this is a totally different car. This is a sports car. It just feels so planted and connected on the road. Okay, while we're heading out on the track, this is the Z07 this time around, and the Z07 has a 40% stiffer suspension. Now you can dial in all those touring modes and stuff that I talked about in this car as well, but the baseline suspension is 40% stiffer. This car, any Stingray for that matter, has a performance data recorder that has a camera that's behind the front mirror here, and what it does is it records obviously your lap. So anytime you have that data recorder on, it's recording what's happening in front of you, but it's also recording the data like the G's. You can see now I'm going through what they call the bowl here, and this car is capable of pulling 1.5 G's. There you go, it goes to the maximum recording of 1.25. Now a couple of stats about this car. It has rev matching, you don't have to worry about heel and toe. It can go 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.95 seconds. That's pretty impressive stuff. One of the things about any performance car is the braking. So we're coming up to the front straight here, hard on the braking. There's the Brembo standard brakes, or you can get the ceramic brakes, which include a whole bunch of other features for $8,000. Now the people over at Porsche should learn something about pricing, because that is the deal of the century. Ceramic brakes, just fantastic here in this Z07. They come standard on the Z07, they're optional on the Z06. Wow! Z07 on the track. That is cool. Very, very cool. You always get nervous when you take a high horsepower car out on the track, but I tell you, after a few laps, you calm right down because the car is just so capable.
And there'll be people who never take it out on the track and never drive it in a way that you or I might say is aggressive. There'll be other people who just hammer it on the road, and the other people who trailer it from the dealership to the track and it never sees a public road. It'll just go straight to the track and it'll stay there.
Well, you know you've had a good day when you've got helmet head, and this job does not suck. I will confirm that. Now the Z06 starts at $85,000. That's a big jump up from the starting price in the mid-50s for the regular Stingray, but it's a lot of car. If you want to get the Z07 package, it's $8,700, but you get the ceramic brakes, you get the amazing Michelin tires and some other bits on the outside that definitely make it worth your time, and a 40% increase in the spring rates to make it stiffer for someone who's really wanting to head out on the track on the weekend. Now the average driver isn't. And for those people that want to drive their car every single day, the regular Z06 is very comfortable, but also very capable.